Okay, so our topside targets were met with accuracy, but upon the second half of the session, manipulation signals started to fire off, causing a further downside than previously anticipated. Let's pop open the charts to review the damage and the potentials for the next day. Welcome back to the channel on this Thunder Thursday. This is ARCa. Let's dive into ticker symbol FNGR. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's go ahead and dive into ticker symbol FNGR here on the manipulation chart, of course, team. And I do have to show you, right, that starting right at around 10:45 a.m., just Pacific time, right, just after I left, we started getting a massive amount of manipulation reads, which eventually pushed the price action to the downside, right? So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 strikes of manipulation, right? So that's kind of ridiculous, and yeah, marks off one of those heaviest days of manipulation here on the asset, right, team? So this is it's based around several time frames, right? All of which have different signals of manipulation. Here's the 5-minute time frame, just indicating a bunch of others, right? So I just want you to feast your eyes here into understanding what happened here, right? But there could have been a warning that we may have missed yesterday, and that could have been used with something called the Gaussian band bottom, right? So let me go ahead and just go over the targets that we've talked about, right? So yesterday we spoke about a range of resistance that we would likely face today. So that range was $5 to $5.18 with a focus at $5.12, giving the 518 a lesser probability of a target, right? So please notice here that if I hover over this candle right up here on the top left of your screen, you're going to notice it very tiny letters, the open, high, low, close. If we hover right over that, you'll see the high came up to exactly 512, right where we talked about, right? So that actually did meet. Now the retracement was the important part here. We were thinking that we were going to be able to come back to the area of about $5 to start validating the $5 mark as a potential area of support before continuing on to the upside, seeing that we're starting to acquire the inside of the $5 zone, right? But no, price action dipped. And it dipped hard, right, down to $4 and what is it? Yeah, $4.64. Ended up closing at $4.70. Now that $4.70 is actually something that happened during the after hours with a quick little blip to the upside. So that kind of movement does flash momentum to the upside. Okay, so let's move on to the next chart and take a look at what was the potential warning here, right? So we broke inside. This was I'm talking about November 13th, Monday, right? So we used this candle here to break inside, and we reacquired the inside position of the Gaussian band, and then we moved on to the upside to resist from that we spoke about a 522 resistance, right? Price action ended up getting a top side of about 520, right? So sorry, no, that was a high 526. And then price action came back down, right? It came back down, but it then resisted from 512. The 512 had specifically been, we didn't notice this yesterday, but the Gaussian channel did indicate right here that the bottom side resistance would be 512 right at the Gaussian bottom band, right? So then we rejected, right? So rejecting, we would then use the daily time frame to find out what that bottom side could be. We were already being suggested by this Gaussian band $4.67, of which we ended up facing a $4.66, I think it was, 64, right? $4.64 bottom. So the Gaussian bands were pretty damn close with what they were suggesting, right? Now, I am gonna not ignore the fact that we could still, kind of face a downside here and reacquire the inside of the Gaussian band, similar to this right here, right? So there could be a touch again to these targets here. I'm thinking 455, and actually, to be very clear, I will have to extend this to maybe 460, in a very discretionary manner here would be the low of this candle here, the literally, right, the wick low. So I would say 460 to about 443, and our focuses would be actually right at 455 to 451. Okay, so 455 to 451 is the focus here. We do have a support at 460 though. Okay, so I'm thinking that we could get that get that area down, price action down there. If it isn't that it's already found a support down here at 466 before continuing on to the upside, right? So let's just move on to the next chart and see what we have now. This was now to replace this formation here. I remember yesterday we noticed that we could be building a falling wedge. And this is now the newest formation that we're actually seeing, right? So this is the daily time frame. This is the today's price action, right? So now moving on to tomorrow's, if we hover our candle at the support of this falling wedge, that's giving us a target of $4.52 before a bounce, right? So that's naturally rhyming with our 460 to 442, with a 455 to 451 focus, right? So yeah, it feels like that could be the bottom side here. The thing is that we fell beneath the regression band here, right? I'm sorry, the regression line, and we reacquired it. So it's only natural for us to resist at the top side of this and then come back to validate our support before continuing. Now, I will mention here that on tomorrow's candle, that is already 70% to the completion of the apex of this triangle. That is getting into breakout zone. Okay, so whether it be breakdown or breakout, we're approaching that it's already a juicy spot. It's usually between 65 to 75% to the apex of the triangle, where this triangle starts to realize its breakout or breakdown, right? So in this case, know that falling wedges do favor the bulls. They favor the upside, but that does not mean that they can't be traded to the downside. Okay, I need you to be ready for those things. Okay, but yes, this is the convergence of price here, and it is getting tighter and tighter as it approaches the apex, and this is likely to find support down here and possibly make an upside jump here, seeing that sentiment may actually believe in this formation itself. Okay, so now let's move on to the next formation here, and I'm going to touch on the bottom side of this. So look at the bottom side of the formation here, right? That is touching on just about 456. Okay, that bottom side support, and also notice that this weekly candle is going to close in 13 hours and 43 minutes, aka tomorrow at the end of the session, right? So it would be great if we can actually get that bounce somewhere from there, right? So the bottom side support here is 456, again in line with our support range of 460 to 443, with a 455 to 451 focus. Again, looking like we could do that. Okay, so let's and also this, if you know what would be cool? It would be cool if we can close. Yeah, it would be cool if we can close above the prior bar close, which is 455. Curiously enough, right? So if we can close above that, even closing at like 457, even 458, that would be one weekly inverted hammer after a downtrend, and that signals a potential reversal afterward. So that would, even closing here at 470 would be amazing. This is a very bullish candle, and it would suggest a continuation to the upside, and that's usually what happens when printed, after a downside, right? So this huge downside happened here, and this is usually the signal that a move or a reversal could be at play, right? So, and it's just, guys, it's already kind of in. I know that we still have 13 hours, right? The volume and the weekly volume here in relation to the previous ones is a little bit low, but I do kind of suspect that to be the case, seeing that we've been on a downtrend for 5 freaking weeks, right? So this, the volume on this is about 1.7 million. And the volume on this one here is 2.67 million. This one here is 2.96 million. This one right here is 4.5 million. And this one here is 6.31 million. So see how they're kind of diminishing in volume, right? So I'm thinking that the decrease in volume here is the decrease in bear strength. So, that could be one of the concepts here, or a thesis. All right, so now let's look at the last part of the analysis here. We're just going to go ahead and pull up the... Oh, you know what? This is good to observe right now. This is the regression channel, the linear regression channel, right? So you can see here that we came right back down here and we started making our upside, and we closed the candle upside of this mid band. And curiously enough, look at the target, 459, falls in line again, falls in line with our 460 to 443 with a focus at 455 to 451 targets. Okay, so it's looking pretty nice. Yeah. There is a potential here that we can get first an upside to get the resistance from 480 to 485 with a focus at that 483 before pulling on back and finding the support from this 460 or 459 bottom before a continuation to the upside. But we already kind of figured that would be the case anyway, right? So yeah, and now one more thing to give you that range. Take a look at that right there. The NOT 618 golden mean located at $4.60, right? So, and then look at what's down here. So 446 to 460. Our range is 443 to 460 with a concentrated area of 455 to 451, right? So AKA, very popularly known as the golden pocket, right? So this golden pocket here is a very bullish area to be in, and that could mean that there could be a serious launch for price action from this point here to the upside, right? And seeing that we're already talking about a potential drop using this formation here and landing at 75% or 70% to the apex, my goodness in heaven, I almost feel like this may actually do it. So I can't tell, I'm not a fortune teller. I may very well be super duper freaking wrong, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of rhyming here with the breakout pivots being met literally tomorrow, right? So the closure of the weekly, the closure of the weekly inverted hammer with the closure of tomorrow's daily candle being at 70% to the apex, with the bottom side of this formation being inside of the golden pocket. Damn it. There's kind of a lot here. There's kind of a lot, right? So let's just practice discretion here. Do not FOMO into this. This is a very dangerous asset to trade. I will let you know that I am not exposed to price action within FNGR anymore. In fact, I'm actually not going to trade small caps or micro caps anymore. You know that. I've been saying it all over and over, but I'm doing this for the community. See if you guys can benefit from my analysis, right? So, honestly, guys, we have that upside right here in the 30-minute time frame, right? This is 30-minute immediate short-term RSI signal, teal line pivoted towards the upside. We have the bi-hourly time frame pivoted towards the upside with a resistance right up here, which is the gravitational zone, which would essentially bring us back down. What does that sound like? That sounds like what we just talked about. We would get an upside here to start testing the area 480 to 485 with a focus at 483. Then the bi-hourly time frame right over here on the RSI would resist from this point to bring us back down, otherwise known as the resistance in this area, to bring us back down and start testing our zones of the 460 to 443 with a focus of 455 to 451. Oh my goodness, so many numbers to memorize here, right? And as that happens, I think that would be the completion of maybe the bottom side of the monthly. I know that the monthly still has some time to go. In fact, let's just go ahead and look at how much exactly. Yeah, it still has 13 days to go, but I would imagine that could be, that further downside could actually get us pretty damn close to this support bottom, right? I'm not sure. We'll just go ahead and see what life brings us, right? But for certain here, the 3-day time frame is in the gravitational zone right here for a bounce to the upside. So we shall see how that moves. All right, team. Damn. Remember that there are already people requesting seats for the ARC Masters trading course. It is a 16-week mentorship program. Go ahead and get in touch with me at arcmasterscourse@gmail.com, and I will pass you all of that pertinent information for you to get enrolled into that mentorship program, right? So here is the email, arcmasterscourse@gmail.com. Please, please, please go ahead and reserve your seat now before it's too late, as I said I wasn't going to do it after tracks 1 and 2, and now here I am with tracks 3 and 4, right? So track 4 is now getting filled up, so go ahead and get in touch with me, and we'll get you in. All right, you guys? Yeah. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Never, never, never. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, I wish you well, a very good rest of your night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team. Yeah.